Fall has fallen. I don't know if that's what you say when it comes to fall, but that's what I'm saying because fall is here. I've got my pumpkin spice latte. I've got my fall candles out. So let's talk about how we can actually tastefully decorate for fall, because let's face it, a lot of the time the designs look cheesy and honestly, let's just call it what it is, tacky. So I'm gonna give you all the tips and tricks for tasteful fall decor. Before we get into today's video though, please don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and check me out on Instagram. But let's start chatting about this fall decor. The first way to really invigorate your space with fall spirit in a not so tacky way is to switch out your florals. So whether you're into the faux or whether you're into the real florals, I don't care, you live your life, you need to actually select the ones that are fall appropriate. A palm branch in the middle of the fall just does not make any sense. It's not giving what it is you want it to give. Instead, you want to start using branches that have colors like burgundy, deep green, yellow, and orange in them. And even if you don't like those colors all the rest of the time, it's the fall time and these are the rules. So you're probably saying, Kiva, well, what do I pick up? Well, what kind of floral do I get? You could get faux chestnut branches or real chestnut branches. You could get maple trees or maple leaves, kind of like the ones you have behind me. You can literally go in your backyard, find some leaves that are dead and bring them inside because you got the right color for free, right? Because nature did it for you. Some other faux florals or florals you can look out for are eucalyptus, magnolia, pampas, which is everyone's favorite. And there's so many other florals that you will find out and about. Just stick to ones that have those deeper colors. Now, if you can't find any fall specific floral that you really love, just take whatever florals you had from Trader Joe's or wherever you bought them most recently and let them dry out. Once they're dried out, they will look dead, right? And when it comes to fall time, dead is in, right? That is the look you want. So you'll just take those dead florals and repurpose them. We love the dried look. We love the brown. So just lean into that. So what are we going to do? We're going to use old florals and we're going to replace our current florals with ones that are relevant for the time period. So no more palm leaves during fall, at least if you live in the northern hemisphere. Now my glam lovers are going to come for me on this one, and I'm not attacking glam. I'm actually a huge fan. But the next way to get that tasteful look when it comes to fall decor is to incorporate brass. And the reason why I brought up the glam girlies is due to the fact that glam tends to have a lot of gold and silver, but we're out with the silver. Silver is for Christmas, right? It is for when we have a lot of white in our spaces. But fall, again, it's all about having those very warm colors. So brass is inherently warm. Brass and gold are warm colors and they're on that warm part of, the color palette. And that's what we want to add. The fall time is not the time for your home to feel like a sterile box. And someone in the comments is saying, isn't your home a sterile box? Yes. Do as I say, not as I do, please. You want to add a lot of gold because gold is going to add that fall spirit without it saying Happy Halloween or Happy Halloweener. I got Happy Halloweener because my dog's name is Wiener and he has an outfit that says Happy Halloweener. So that's where I got that from. But that is what you want to keep in mind. You want to add the brass. You might even want to add the rose gold, but the chrome and the silver, we kind of want to stay away from it because it is too cool for fall. So in terms of what gold items can we get can get gold mirrors. If you already have a mirror and you want it to be gold, use some rub and buff. You don't have to go out and spend an arm and a leg. You can get gold candles, gold trays, gold anything, and incorporate it into your existing decor. That is the way to really get tasteful decor incorporated into existing decor. Now, the next trick to looking tasteful, not tacky, is to add some more wood to your space. And I don't mean those light wood tones or the super dark wood tones. We want the warm wood tones. You see, I'm kind of repeating myself here because I'm making a really important point. You want warm colors. We want to be reminded of the outdoors during fall time because it is hands down the best season. Let me know down in the comments what your favorite season is. Mine is obviously fall, but if yours is summer, I'm gonna judge you a little bit. But otherwise, I don't really care what your favorite season is because the summer is just way too hot. You want to have an ode to the outdoors. So we want the warm wood tones. We want to pick up those chestnut colors, those mahogany colors. We want to bring those indoors. And a really great way to do that is with, again, baskets and trays, because baskets and trays are so useful anyway, because you can use them for your blankets, for your pillows, for your dog toys, for whatever. And trays are great for breaking up your coffee table or really helping make make your styling look a lot more robust. Another real, like, here's let's say a pro tip of the day to the tasteful styling is to add things to the home that are also practical and functional, right? Adding in 1,000 pumpkins, it's not the most functional. It looks fun, it's cool, right? But there's nothing you can actually do with these pumpkins. You can't even eat them, right? Because they're made out of faux leather. Please don't eat faux leather. When you're doing something like a tray, the tray, again, is gonna help you with that decor. Maybe it'll hold your keys or your remotes or something like that, and it will help you enhance your style. As long as something has a function, it is going to get like a stamp of approval saying that, yeah, this is going to be more tasteful and less tacky. Now, let's talk fibers, because the type of materials you're bringing into your home are really important during the fall time, because you have to think about the clothes you put on when it comes to fall time, the type of clothes you like when it's cold outside, when you want to cuddle up in bed and watch every single Harry Potter, because who needs to go to work, right? We need to watch Harry Potter, right? You have to think about things like that. So we're talking about flannel. Who doesn't love a good flannel sheet, right? We want the faux fur. We want the boucle. We want the chenille. We want all of those fibers that are really warm, really insulating, that also look really nice and cozy, right? The whole point behind fall is the cozy. So instead of having my linen pillows, I'll switch them out again for the flannel or the chenille or the boucle for the fall. We want texture, we want them to be interesting, but again, we don't want them to say pumpkin patch, right? Or unless you do, which is, you can have a few of these, right? I think everyone should have a cheesy part of their home. Everyone should have at least one. The whole thing shouldn't be cheesy, but everyone should have at least one. But we don't want things with too many words, things that are too like, it's Halloween, you better celebrate it, I don't know, whatever. But you want it to be subtle and calming. So you just want things that feel nice, you want to cuddle up in. So your brown faux fur, I'm showing you all these ones from Target. I'm not saying you have to get everything from Target. I'm not even linking these products from Target, so this is not like a Target-based video, but I just wanted to show you all the different fibers. Anything that you would cozy up in, anything that your dog would steal from you is the type of fiber you want to introduce in your home during the fall season. The next trick to have the tasteful, not tacky fall decor is to incorporate those fall scents from your candles or your incense or whatever it is you like to use. So the clove, the pumpkin, the apple cider, you want all of those scents, but you want to stay away from like the more comical containers, right? Because sometimes they have ones that are in the shape of a pumpkin, which I do like, so let me not even talk about those. But the ones that have like the leaves on them or like the many different colors, sometimes they just don't blend into all decor, right? And again, we can want a fall atmosphere without our home looking like fall threw up in it. So a way to do that is to choose a candle that is very, very neutral, or the label can peel off and the label itself isn't neutral, but you can peel it off, but you still get those fall scents. I found a bunch of these at Target. They smelled absolutely incredible for the price, but you could peel the label off and really still benefit from the smell. Same thing goes with like the Capri Blue candles. They come in gold. Some of them are white, some of them are blue. They have so many different colors. They're not like, oh, this is representing a pumpkin. This looks like a pumpkin, or this looks like a skull. This looks like whatever you'd like to use in the fall. It just is kind of like a nice brass, a nice gold, and it has a wonderful scent. They have like a nice orange, right? But it's not like, oh, this has to be for fall only. You could use these candles at any point in time and then still really fit in with your decor. We want to choose things that just aren't visually busy, because again, since we're kind of interspersing our fall decor, we want to do the same thing with the scents. I want you to have a candle the same place you had a candle before. I just want that candle to smell like fall as opposed to like spring, right? Really simple switch, but a switch that's going to make a huge impact, because I say this all the time. When you think about your luxury stores, right? When you walk into, why was Abercrombie the only place that came up? Because they have a noticeable scent. When you walk into a luxury store, they normally have a signature scent, right? And that signature scent kind of helps you experience that luxury more. So you want the same thing when it comes to any season. So when it comes to fall, you have the pumpkin, you have the clove. When it comes to winter, you have the pine scents. When it comes to spring, you have the florals. When it comes to summer, why are you burning candles? Because it's way too hot outside. But you get my point there. Now, if you are not a candle person, which is totally okay, you can do simmer pots. So if you don't know what a simmer pot is, you put a pot with some water on the stove, you put some cloves, some apple, some lemon, whatever you want. There are tons of recipes online. You put that on the stove and you will get those really wonderful fall scents. And if you have a crock pot that your husband or your wife told you not to buy because you were never going to use it and you've never used it, this is your time, because you can do a simmer pot in that crock pot and they can never attack you for it ever again. And yes, I just went on a rant about candles, but you can of course incorporate incorporate these smells through soaps, body washes, other things like that. Even those little plugins, it doesn't just have to be candles, but we want to add as much fall scent to a house as we possibly can. The next way to get tasteful, not tacky holiday decor is to put it throughout the things you already have. You don't have to have a designated fall table that says like pumpkin spice and everything nice and live, laugh, love pumpkins. That last one they've never made because it doesn't make any sense. But we don't necessarily need that, though I like it. I'm not a hater. I'm not a hater like most people on YouTube. Actually, I like the look, but if we want it to be a little bit more tasteful and a little bit less like geared towards children, we just want to intersperse a Halloween or our fall decor in with what we already have. So if you really love pumpkins, right? That's cool. I love a good pumpkin. Instead of, making a pumpkin patch on your floor, what you're gonna do is you're gonna replace one of these coffee table books with a pumpkin, right? You're going to make the integrations of this decor a little bit more subtle instead of like very affronting, this is Halloween Town, right? Unless you're making a Halloween Town, in which case I would like to come over because that sounds freaking awesome. But you wanna intersperse it in a way that kind of makes sense. You don't want it to be overwhelming on the eyes. So I say, put pumpkins and fall decor on your bookshelves, a few things on your coffee table, maybe in like your tray that sits on your dining table that normally has moss, we'll switch it out for pompous or switch it out for little pumpkins or something like that. You just want to make small switches that are not too affronting. Okay, you guys, that's it for today's video. Those were a few ways to ensure that your fall decor looks tasteful, not tacky. I have to say this, and I say this at the end of any semi-judgmental video, your house is your house. So if you want it to look like Halloween Town, you have my stamp of approval. I support you. But if you want a more tasteful fall experience, all of these tips are going to help you get there. What tips are you going to implement in your own home? Be sure to let me know down in the comments. If you liked today's video, please don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and check me out on Instagram. And until next time, have a beautiful day.